Hello and welcome to JPWHU Radio's podcast with me, your host, John Phillips, also known as JP. On today's podcast, we are going to be looking at the potential future of West Ham. Is there a long-term plan? What's going to happen with the backroom staff? To listen to the full, unedited version of this podcast, please do become a Patreon. Links in the description. So let's get into it. Now that it's been a week and the dust has settled practically on our relegation from the Premier League to the Championship, I thought we'd try and look at the long-term aspects of relegation and also hopefully what the club plan is in order to get us out of the Premier League once again for the second time, I should say, in 15 years. Now, as we all saw, it has been confirmed that Nuno is going to be staying on as West Ham manager. First question, of course, is will he see out the remaining 2 years of his current contract? I would hope to say yes. It would be nice to have a long-term plan of keeping the same manager. But this is West Ham. We never know what the hell is going on at our beloved club. Now, it looks like as of today, at the time of this recording, in fact, Max Huhn has indeed resigned as coach at West Ham. He's been under, 4 managers now over the last couple of years. So that also brings up the question of what's going to happen with the backroom staff. Is it still going to be changed? Is it still going to be changed? Is it still going to, or is it still going to remain the same? I think the former, to be honest with you. I really genuinely do think it's going to be down to the fact that we need a full shake-up, as everybody's been saying for years and years, myself included. We need a big shake-up of what's going on top to bottom. And I do think we need to have not just West Ham people on the coaching staff. I mean, of course, that helps, because to keep the identity. But we haven't had an identity for Christ knows how long. And that's one of the other things on there. But as I say, the first question is there a long-term plan? I really can't see it. I don't see anything. I mean, obviously, as I say, it's only been a week, but I just don't see anything that precludes that there's going to be, or implies, I should say, that there's going to be a long-term plan. I mean, long-term plan for the West Ham Football Board is a season. Mikel Antonio said, there's no 5 or 6 year plan. It's very much to try and sort out this coming season. And again, I don't see anything to contradict that. I really don't. I mean, I'd love to see it. I don't want to see a statement saying we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z over the next 5 to 10 years. We've already seen that and it's been complete bollocks, so we don't need to see that again. But I do want to see at least some thought. There's a medium to long-term plan rather than just the short 12 months as there always is with West Ham. And I'm not just criticising the current ownership for that. It's been the same under the previous owners. It was the same with the Icelandics. It was the same with the Terence Brown era and so on and so far back. It's just, I was going to say on and so forth, but it's not, it's the other way around, isn't it? So on and so back, really. Half? Anyway, that's for another time. So, that's what I'm saying. So, but it does look like the club is now, because we know what league we're in, and we're going to be appointing a director of football. There's a lot of talk of names, so I'm not going to mention any names in any shape or form. But one thing that worries me is this is a very good thing, but this is also could be a very catastrophic thing at the same point. That whoever the board want to appoint a director of football as, apparently has to have Nuno's sign-off. Now, I don't really see that much of an issue with that, because obviously Nuno's got to work very closely with him. They've got to be, to use that stupid fucking cliche that Graham Potter used, they've got to be aligned in their future of the long-term plan, etc., etc. I don't mind that in any shape or form. I really, really don't. However, surely the director of football should be the director of football for the long-term plan of the club, not just what the manager wants to do. Surely there should be the director of football says, right, we are going to be doing this from now on. The board needs to be going, right, we are doing this from now on, and we need somebody that will be able to give this from now on. We need to have a structure in place. Like, for example, we're going to have to be promoting the juniors. We're going to have to be promoting growth in the coaching staff as well. We're going to have to be looking at players that can come in for the future and not just the short term. So Yeah, now there's a lot of reports backed up by The Athletic, as much as Roshane Thomas is a reliable piece of information with ridiculous objectives and agendas. It's also been backed up by Fabrizio Romano as well. So as it's been from two different sources, I would have, that they are quite reliable, such as they are, but they are. So yeah, £150 million worth of players need to be sold in order to be able to sort the club's debt out. I've mentioned it many times before, and I'm not going to talk about it again. It's understandable that we are losing players straight away. Of course, that's going to happen. It looks like Wilson's off because he wants to maintain his 100 career goals in the Premier League. Don't blame him in any shape or form. It would have been very handy for us. But what is he off now? He's, five goals off the Premier League, 100 club. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he goes to Coventry. Not just because it's the club that he broke through at, but everything screams Coventry for me. It really genuinely does. I said it earlier in the week before the links to Coventry were even brought up. I mean, you guys wouldn't know that because I haven't made any content about it in any shape or form, but trust me, conversations have been had with that. Looks like Paco is off as well, for that matter, in terms, if you want to believe the wording on his, I think it was Instagram post or whatever it was, wishing the club and thanking everybody, for the fans included, for the support that we've given him since January. But now he's just another Ryan. That kind of, says he's off to me. And of course, we're losing to Sassy, which is a real shame. Because he wants, he's not going to jeopardize his France position, and we wouldn't be fair on him to ask him to do that either, for that matter. It really wouldn't be fair to ask him to do that, so, and also likewise, for that matter, looks like Tati is on his way out very quickly as well, which I don't blame him for in any shape or form. He's been very good with us, a very, very handy player when we've needed him, but just not good enough, unfortunately. But this brings us around quite nicely to players in terms of both the senior squad and also the junior squad that can hopefully try and make a push to become part of the starting 11. Is first and foremost, who do we keep? Now, who do we logically keep? Okay, so let's look at the squad. First team players, obviously, Max Hermansson. Very good chance he's going to be off because he won't want to sacrifice his international career for a season. Don't blame him. Areola, likewise. Fabianski, third choice keeper, will be off anywhere. Jean-Claire Todibo is going to be straight off, guaranteed, 100%. Max Kilman. I'm broken on Maxi Kilman. I really am, because, well, I said broken is not the right phrase to use. I'm torn on as to what to do. Do we keep him and rebuild him in the Championship, or do we get him off the books quickly? Either is likely. I personally would sack him off. I really, really would. Mavropanos, very, very likely to go. 28 years old, good centre-back. Ezra Mayers, 19-year-old centre-back from the academy, keep him 100%. El Hadji Malik Diouf, 21, left winger, allegedly linked with move from Everton. I think it was a bad mistake. If Everton do that, I don't think he's got the qualities to be a Premier League winger, left back yet. I don't think he is. Keep it. I would genuinely keep him for a season and see how we get on with him, but I've got a funny feeling he's going to go. Ollie Skulls, keep him 100%. Wan-Bissaka gone, 100% gone. Kyle Walker-Peters, 29 years old, 2, maybe 3 seasons left in him. I would keep him and see how we get on, but I think he's going to go. I really do. Magasa, 22-year-old defensive midfielder, think can do as well in the Championship. I really do. Tommy Soucek, likewise. If his Instagram post is to believe, he looks like he's going to be staying. Freddie Potts, defensive midfield, keep 100%, proven himself in the Championship. Mohamedou Kante, defensive midfielder, 20 years old, keep him 100%. Mateus Fernandes, I would keep him, but I don't think we'd be able to turn down a big money move for him in any shape or form. Yes, okay, he's got 2 relegations on his CV, but yeah, I would try and keep him as much as we possibly can. it'd be massively impactful in the Premier League, in the Championship, but it would be massively impactful in the Premier League as well. So, Crescencio Somerville, 24 years old. I'm torn on this. There's another player that I'm not too sure which is the best option. Do we keep him? I mean, let's face it, guys. He's been on for 2 seasons. He's had genuinely a handful of games. He's been signed up to the Netherlands. Now, I would personally keep him, but if a decent move came for him, I wouldn't say no to sell him at the same point, guys. La Madrid, left wing player, 22 years old. I'd try him in the Championship. Jared Bowen, keep him 100%, of course. Captain, loves the club. I think playing him down in the Championship will be very, very beneficial for him, but he's an England international, and there's a very good chance that a good club is going to offer a lot of money for him. But I personally would keep it. Adam Traore, sack him off now. His contract's has expired, and he's conveniently had a hamstring injury, or was it quad injury towards the end of the season. Tati, we've already spoken about. Pablo, I would keep Pablo. I know this is going to be very controversial for a lot of people, but I would personally keep Pablo. I really, really would. I really would, because I just hope that we can turn him into a decent attacking midfielder in there. And as I say, Callum Wilson's gone, and quite rightly so. End of his contract. Wish him all, Callum, if you're listening, I wish you all the best, mate. As I do any other player that leaves West Ham. Most of you guys haven't been good enough. Otherwise, we wouldn't be relegated, as simple as that. But there are underlining issues, and we all get that. But at the same point, it's just not been good enough. Okay, so let's have a look at the under-21s to see who we could potentially promote into the Premier League. Into the first team. So if you want to listen to the full unedited version of this conversation, where we talk about the under-21 players and who could be promoted into the senior side, and also some potential stat targets that I was able to find doing some heavy research over on transfermarket.co.uk, then by all means, please do become a Patreon. Links in the description below, guys. It costs you literally less than a pint a month to listen to all this. It really does. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week, or the start of the week, I should say, and I will speak to you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.